6 times, 12 times, 86 times.
5 times. 3 more times. 5 times.
Now you gotta bust a spinneroonie right here in my bedroom because you invoked the king.
That's cool, but even he's too old to bust spinneroonies now.
It stopped him from busting one of the Royal Rumble, son. That shit was crispy.
And then he probably had to have mad fucking therapy
mad
and fucking
ice.
mad rehab
hot,
after that shit, son.
Mad Uzi hot and
yeah.
And the good ice bath and
all types of extra shit.
Queen Charmel had to rub a nigga down. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That all types of Vicks and Ben Gay.
Exactly. He had to lay down for like a week. After that.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. It still looked pretty good to his effort. Anyway, welcome back, ladies, gentlemen, guys, gals, non-binary pals, to the Triple P. Oh, I did the intro in under a minute or over a minute. I guess the show's canceled because I didn't talk for like 12 minutes and then finally introduced the show.
No, we're just we're just trying to give them a much lighter menu. You know what I'm saying? Much lighter,
digestible fare.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we want them to be able to, just be in, get, it's fast food, but it's very healthy fast food.
And for those news folks perusing our wares for the first time, feel free to like, share, and subscribe, please, and thank you.
I mean, the same spiel. It's just
trying to get to 100 subscribers. It'll make me feel good about myself.
Yeah, it's a marathon.
It'll be nice. That said, thank you to the subscribers who have subscribed and continue to listen to us run our mouths about both the consequential and inconsequential. We appreciate you very much.
Straight up. Stay tuned for that Triple P's cookout. We'll be doing that at some point, at some summer. Can't say it'll be this summer, maybe.
Maybe that'll be like a Patreon goal when niggas finally do the Patreon, when niggas is getting money.
Oh yeah. I'm saying, listen, I'm saying we're here for y'all because y'all are here for us. So, I mean, we'll definitely we'll have some sort of shindig where y'all can definitely get the true Triple P vibes.
And maybe finally see our faces, because it'll probably be long before we actually do the face reveal of what we actually look like.
We'll see. I may just be grilling in
a mask, in a luchador mask.
Yeah, fucking Rey Mysterio. Matter of fact,
Ultimo Dragon, son. You gotta be grilling the Ultimo Dragon, wearing like 3 belts.
I don't know, Ultimo Dragon. He had a little too much going on.
That's why I only said 3 belts, not like
not like
8 belts.
I'm gonna either do I guess either Rey Mysterio, maybe Juventud.
Nah. Juventud over Psychosis or fucking
Psychosis is another one he did.
Super crazy.
I can appreciate the masks. Again, the masks were cool, but there's a little too much going on.
Psychosis mask is pretty crazy.
That's what I'm saying. I need simplicity when I'm grilling.
Oh, you going with the Fuego del Sol like mask?
As a matter of fact, fuck all that, son. I'll just grill in the damn Vader mask.
That should be cool, but then they can see they'll see what you look like.
I'm cool with that. I'm fine with that. I'm cool with that.
That means a dancing bear. Your bro got to be in the Mankind mask.
It's either that or I may just go the face paint route.
That might work.
Yeah, I'm saying I'm grilling as the Surfer Sting.
Surfer Sting. Now you gotta have like the mullet. You gotta get you like a wig. The mullet.
I don't know about a mullet, but I may do like a nice bro Hawk fade type thing.
That'd be hilarious.
I may do that. You know what I'm saying? But again, we'll see how that goes, and we'll definitely need y'all support for that. If I'm grilling mad chicken, I'm gonna need y'all there rooting me on and getting me drunk.
So 2 things, folks. We are celebrating our transition into the season of the Wolf, Wolfang Fist. I guess if I was a proper video editor, this is where I would edit in Yamcha doing the Wolfang Fist or whatever.
Or just, some ill wolf howl.
The sample of him doing the Wolfang Fist. But it's fine. Words will convey the message nonetheless.
And, at some point, I probably will have the Wolfpack anthem playing in the background of one of these cast.
Shit, I might just make Yamcha the thumbnail. Fuck it.
With the fist.
Yeah, that'll be super thematic or whatever, you know.
So now we getting too much lore. There was some rapper that had an ill ass line about the Cyberman being Yamcha's op, but I can't remember who the rapper. It was some ill lines.
That's good.
That shit was hard. So it was like, yeah, the Cyberman. I'm a Cyberman, like I'm Yamcha's op, some shit like that. It was hard though. It was hard, but I digress.
So we're here to talk about some things and some stuff, but largely the NBA trade deadline, which as of today happened 3 nights ago now?
No, that was last Thursday.
Last Thursday. Damn, time's moving.
It is, but you know, at the same
4 nights
time,
ago, so you know, there you go. But,
we had to let things marinate. We had to let
and she was gonna get bought out. Like there's still some deals waiting to kind of be finalized. So, for example, Gary Payton the second is not technically still a Warrior yet, as he has failed his physical as of recording.
Those physicals.
I'm sure they'll work it out, but yeah, like there's still some pieces.
Yo, Tyson Chandler could have ended up on OKC had it not been for a failed physical. A lot of people don't remember that.
That would have been real interesting.
It'd have been beautiful.
Yeah.
But
Kendrick Perkins bum ass.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's rare for it to happen because you know most times than not dudes do pass their physicals, unless you know you're
Well, the thing I'm speculating,
unless you're Ricky Williams or Stack Jack or shout out to Larry Sanders.
The weed.
Him and your man OJ.
Yeah, he's
OJ Mayo, that is. Not Simpson.
Mayo, not Simpson. OJ Simpson, as
or
far
the
as I know,
Juice
was
Man.
not part of the weed, the weed crew.
No. But, yeah, you rarely hear about, like, failed physicals.
Well, my speculation there is if what he said was true, which was, as many sources have reported, that Portland was trying to make him play through injury.
They wanted him to shoot up.
It was not feasible for him to pass the physical because obviously he's still hurt. So
if I'm not mistaken, he did get his shoulder shot up. At least I think I said, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it was at least twice this past season, or you know this half a season. Like they shot his shoulder up at least twice and made him play, which again makes you question how.
Which is hilarious because Portland ain't shit. Like I know they're like, you know, contending right now, but that's only because all the teams in the West are separated by 3 losses. So that doesn't tell me anything.
And the league is just in a weird transition anyway. But I'm not gonna lie to you, like it kind of does show you why Portland doesn't win, bro. Like if look,
Portland doesn't win because of the front office. That's not the players' fault, honestly. The composition of the team, even going as far back as fucking when they signed
that's exactly what I'm saying.
G-Force, you know what I'm saying? Like Gerald Wallace for you youngins who don't know who G-Force is.
Yeah.
But
that's exactly what I'm saying, bro.
Even before then, signing Fat Felton, you know, doing all these weird ass moves.
Historically,
you know,
they clearly
going back to Sam Bowie, if we really want to really go back to it.
They clearly don't know what the fuck they're doing, bro.
You know, or they just have this image of what Portland, this Trailblazer basketball, is supposed to be, which is hilarious because besides the championship-winning team in '77 with Bill Walton,
Trailblazers don't have an identity outside of the Jailblazers.
That's what I was gonna say. The most successful version of the team is the Jailblazers. Like, so why not build a team like that if that was what made it happen? And I get it. Like, basketball is different now, but it seems like they just kind of just do willy-nilly signings. You know what I'm saying? Not that I think they should have traded Damian Lillard, but if you were going to do it, you might as well do it for maximum value. They had the chance to do that several times and did not.
They're not going to win a championship with him, and they're never going to build a team to win a championship.
To build a team around him to make it so.
Yeah, so like...
Because he's a championship caliber player, but they
yes.
just don't give a shit, it seems like, about building a complete team around
That's what
him.
I'm saying.
Or they're cheap. That's really what it is. More than anything, they're cheap, like the Suns are.
Yeah.
Or excuse me, like the Suns were, because now it's a different era. But, you know, we'll get to that, guys. But, like...
Nah, with the Trailblazers, honestly, more than the Suns, like, the Trailblazers could easily... They've been one of those franchises that, like,
why trade away CJ? You know what I'm saying? And not to cut you off, like, That was successful. I could see if things were acrimonious between the team and CJ, but they didn't seem to be.
The teams get along.
Your 2 star players get along. He wants to be there. Why would you trade your second best player away?
They didn't
even get anything
teams,
really
man.
like real back for him. That's the crazy. They got Josh Hart, which is he's a good player and all, but they barely play him.
No. Josh Hart works if you have those other 2.
Josh Hart also works when you actually play him on the fucking court real minutes, and they don't do that. So what was the point of the trade? What did you get back besides money? Besides clearing cap space and money, what did you really get back?
That's another thing with them. They're another team that they just pick up dudes just to pick up dudes.
Well, I think that also goes along with the cheapness angle. These dudes are cheap.
Yeah. And
which is funny because then they extend LaMarcus Aldridge, they extend Damian Lillard, they extend certain guys. And I'm not saying Damian didn't deserve to be extended or paid because he did. But they didn't use any of that available money to go out and get like all-star players. And maybe dudes don't want to play in Portland. I don't know what the deal with that is.
No, they don't.
But
again, like it's not even.
There are worse teams than the Blazers that dudes go to, you know. So there's something about them. There must be something about
that's
them.
what I'm saying, and that's my ultimate point. It's the franchise, like because.
People go to the Suns before they went to them, and Sarver
people
was
have
bugging.
no problem going, especially now. Ever since especially since the University of Oregon became popping, football wise, people don't have problems going to fucking Oregon no more. Maybe back in the day, but Portland has always been a popular franchise. So again, it's just how they're run because they've always had talent. They've always had teams that could or should contend. They've always had dudes that are either stars or borderline superstars who are loyal to them. So the one constant within that, the common denominator is that front office, man. Like, for whatever reason, man, they've had mad different times where they've built teams through the draft, whether 80s, 2000s, mid 2000s, and shit. When they got Dame, bro, like. The fact that LaMarcus wanted to leave even though Dame was there tells you everything you need to know, man. He should have never left. But at the same time, you don't get mad at them for leaving because they're clearly a silly-ass franchise, man.
Also, he wanted to go home, so I'm sure that was a big factor in his decision-making.
He did, but then he didn't because he didn't even want to go to the Spurs. I mean, he still ended up on the fucking Spurs. So I'm like, for all that, you should have just stayed on the damn Blazers.
And that only really happened because Dallas didn't make any kind of deal. Houston didn't really make any kind of deal.
No.
You know, clearly his trade value was low, his free agency value was low, and he took what he could get. Obviously, the hometown wanted him, but and again, his stint wasn't bad with San Antonio.
No, he played the best basketball he ever played.
But they weren't the most consistent basketball, definitely. I would still say the best basketball was in Portland because this nigga was explosive.
Offensively.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm talking like overall.
All around, he was great, especially for the team because it was him and a bunch of young boys. So it
was him and DeMar, and that was the best I've ever seen DeMar. But
DeMar was playing with a guy who knew how to utilize, his skill set.
Yeah,
also, unlike what we were talking about in the production meeting, they have shooters, so they don't have the same problems what the Bulls do right now, which is they don't have any 3-point shooters that are consistent and that shoot at a volume that makes them a threat. So that's where he was able to thrive because his mid-range mastery gives you different looks and shit. He gets to the line. He's a great basketball player. He penetrates all that.
Yeah.
He just doesn't shoot threes like
that. That first season, he was the fucking
which is always weird to me. Like, why is he? As someone who is a great shooter, like, how is he a bad 3-point? I don't want to say bad, but, like, not as good as the league average, I guess, is the best way to phrase it, at 3-point shooting. Is it a distance thing? Like, what? What is it with him?
Not fighting.
Because corner threes, he's got it. No problem, which makes sense. But
everybody want to have that, think they have that full range, but the corner three is both the easiest and hardest three to make. Just but like it's hard because of like just the
as someone who shot it, just
because of the visual.
In my college playing days, no, I was never playing in college, but when I played, as someone who shot from the corner a lot.
Just the view of the rim.
Yeah, the look of
makes
it.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell what you're shooting.
You gotta see that shit
because you don't have a backboard to gauge it.
And like it's weird because you know when when you hit it like just straight, like just nothing but net, because like it cuts through a certain this is a weird visual, but if you do it enough, you know what I'm saying? Like, all right, like people, like we had this discussion a couple nights ago, but for me, if Jordan was playing right now, that would be one of the areas he would kill motherfuckers in, which is that corner three, because he would master that because it would be easy for him. Now the long range threes, like I don't think he would be pulling from 35, 40, even though he did when he was playing. But them corner threes and like the his main, he liked to work from like mainly like the left wing. Yeah, left wing, depending on which side you was on. But so anywhere on that left wing, bro, he was gonna kill you, whether it's mid range or threes. Especially like going like, you know, towards like away from the corner, going towards more like that wider range three, but you still like 20, 21 feet away. No, like 30, 20. Like 19, 21 feet away. He'd be killing motherfuckers, but he'd be right at the line, but he would have just been like your man, you're one of your favorites, your man Michael Redd.
Also, he was smart in that he was always looking to go to the line because he knew he was gonna get the call.
Fundamentals. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter what game you're playing.
He was the one that I really started hearing about like superstar calls from, even though star calls have existed forever. When I was watching and growing up and watching, he was the one that like was going to the line. I would watch him just take favorite teams of mine apart on the line because he was always getting the whistle, and so you need to be under the 3-point line to really make that happen.
But even those weren't superstar calls. He was still getting fucked up.
But I'm just saying from my perspective.
He was the originator.
As a kid, you know what I'm saying? I was like, why is this man getting so many calls?
Well, shit, honestly, you could say it probably was like even before him. It was probably Shaq with the hack of Shaq. Son.
But they did that for a reason, and also
it was strategy. I get
exactly.
It
wasn't on some like he was such a good player that they felt like they had to stop him to force him to beat you at the free throw line. It was, I'm forcing you to beat me at free throw line because you suck.
We're just gonna fuck you up. You just go to the line.
Yeah, if you make them, great.
Yeah, but we're just gonna fuck you up because
the point was the point was to hit you. Like it wasn't.
That's our only means of defending you is to literally hurt you physically.
Yeah, we can't ice you, so we have to do the thing.
We can't do anything, son. We really have to punch you in your dick for us to beat you.
And that said, both of those guys. Interesting, you brought Shaq up and Jordan. They, as many calls as they were getting, there were plenty more that they weren't. So and they was getting punched and chopped and kicked and all types of shit. So body slammed and whatever.
Jordan pretty much caught a 3D every time he was driving through the lane in the 80s.
So I get it,
Shaq, Shaq too, man. He got and it's fucked up because that's the thing.
I would argue that he got even worse because.
But that's the thing. Like they referee, all right, people use the same argument when it comes to LeBron, and I get it. When your game is that physical, it is harder for you to referee that.
And also, if you are a gorilla, essentially,
or just any type of man,
which those two men are.
You know what? All right.
How are you gonna how can you call something that would be a foul on I don't even say a more delicate player, but like a less tank-like player?
No, they don't do that with Giannis, though. I noticed that. Like with him, it seems to be a fair amount of.
But his game, even though he has the power game, his game is also built on finishing with finesse at the rim. So it makes sense that.
Yeah, his game started that way. Also, like the young Giannis, he was before he really got that strength.
Also, people were a lot more afraid of him.
And the game is different too.
Not that people weren't afraid of Shaq or MJ, but like you said, they beat you in a different way.
Yeah, the game is different too. Like Giannis is really the only person they have to build that wall for. And he's not even a center.
And he's one of the few players that plays in that way, which is I'm going to punch this ball down,
no matter what shot
down your throat.
I'm getting to the paint.
Russell Westbrook, there's very few players.
Westbrook at his best
who do this.
My favorite version of James Harden.
Yeah.
That 2015 Harden.
Well, also they modified the rules so that we wouldn't get away with doing that anymore, where he could just throw himself into the teeth of the defense and get the call.
And he still does it.
But he does it in a way of like how he used to do it, which is I'm gonna do my move into the teeth of the defense. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna fall into the defense and hope that they call it.
He switched up the like that Kobe T Mac shit for what it's worth. Reggie Miller, like that. When you're trying to pump fake and shoot that rip when you front like they foul. James Harden did that like on the break or driving. So he still does that with the long arm extension and a motherfucker just lightly slaps you, then it's a foul. He still does it, but
that's still different.
The league, like he made the league like really adjust to that, to where it's like the refs.
They had to change the rules for him, like because he was, like I said, literally hurling himself into the paint without any semblance of a move toward the basket.
That was his game when he first got to Houston. That was it, bro, because this nigga was going to the line like 13, 15 times a night.
Well, it also made sense because that team didn't have any scoring outside of him, so he had to do that. Also, his game favored that. So, and also now that the Euro step was like a move that is like common, he abused it to the most that you can.
So I'm trying to think, was Goran going about when he got there?
Yeah.
Because it was him and Jalen. I remember that. It was him and Jalen.
Yeah, Goran was long gone by that point. He might have been on Phoenix already by that point.
He went back to Phoenix.
Yeah. Phoenix or Toronto. I remember. No, that's what it is. They traded Kyle Lowry to Toronto, and Goran became the starting point guard for the Rockets for a while, and then he got traded.
Yeah. Yeah, that was 2011. Because I remember, like, because that 2K. Yeah, he was on. Yeah. All right. Again, another crime because Goran and the beard would have been.
That would have been
especially
nice.
Then. But you just had two motherfuckers driving the shit out of you, son. And getting to the line.
And getting to the line.
And they both are left-handers, too. That would have been some real crazy shit.
And Goran could shoot, too, so it would have been a nice... I mean, much in the way that him and Jalen was, it's just that Jalen's injury prone, and that's all it was. That was his only flaw.
And man, CP, I didn't know I didn't know that he had gotten into that car accident, which kind of did fuck his career up. They have he has like commercial, like some like this attorney commercial, but yeah, I didn't know he got into like this car accident, and that's what like ultimately did fuck his career up. Even before he got traded to the Mavs or signed with the Mavs, or was that the Grizz? It was the Mavs, then the Grizz. That's Chandler Parsons I'm talking about, and
yeah, it was the Mavs and the Grizz, and Toronto.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like he kept trying to have like mild comebacks, and it just didn't pan out.
Yeah. No, shit fucked him up, bro. Like that car accident, like really fucked him up. On some, like, he wasn't. Clearly, he wasn't the same.
He wasn't the same. Yeah.
But trade deadline. Clearly, well.
No, let's do it in the form of a question. Real professional ESPN style. What out of all the trade deadline moves was the biggest to you? That like you feel
that's why I presented it, because I
will have real impact. You know what I'm saying? Like, because again, the only sign, the guys who are going to be signed because they got waived or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
There's no one out there aside from Russell Westbrook that's really gonna make a crazy impact. So
they're all the same to me, bro. That's why I presented it that way. Right now,
besides old boy who said today he's signing with Phoenix as well as soon as he gets waived.
Terrence Ross
from Orlando.
Yeah. No, again, they're all the same moves to me until otherwise, man. Until they prove otherwise.
Why is that?
Because the reality is the biggest moves involve motherfuckers that are really weak mentally. Whether we're talking about Kyrie Irving or Kevin Durant. Now, by name, the biggest move clearly was the Kevin Durant move.
Well, that's why I said to you. Because everyone's going to say...
No, again, to me, no, it's
everyone's
all the same shit.
Everyone's going to say Teddy. Honestly, I think the biggest... I don't want to... I'm not even going to say my answer yet. But to me, the biggest move wasn't that. Even though the Nets had to do those
No, that's
moves.
why I say by name.
Yeah.
By name, it was Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Now, again, if we talk on the most impactful move, really is still probably the same shit for me, honestly. And
Kyrie or KD?
the same to me in regards to impact.
KD.
No, I'm saying both of those.
Oh, just those deals. Those
deals in regards to impact, they're the same to me. The Jay Crowder move to the Bucks, that may have the most impact ultimately in regards to like who wins. Yeah, I mean, look, there was a lot of splash moves, but you know what I'm saying, where did these splashes really lead? You know what I'm saying? And that's where I am now, because the individuals that we're talking about, even though they are heavy hitters when it comes to like certain things. Shit, even Kevin Durant, bro, he doesn't move the needle that much, bro. And I know I'm saying that about Kevin Durant, but after seeing him these last 3-4 years, I need to see more.
I feel you in that.
Oh, I need to see more when it counts. Let me just say that. You know what I'm saying? Because
well, as everyone is so fond of referencing again and again and again, this nigga was a toenail from taking these niggas to the finals. So,
yeah.
Sure, but
and look, he did what he was supposed to do in regards to like him signing with the Nets. Like out of all three of these dudes.
But what people don't mention often, I feel, is that you were a toenail within taking dudes into the finals, and that wouldn't have feat. It really would have been. But that was after the team was in incredible disarray, and you basically had to scoop up the shambles of a team and like drag them deep into the postseason.
They were up 2-0 on the fucking Bucks.
You know.
They went up 2-0 and then the Bucks came back to beat them.
Yeah. Because the Bucks have a more complete team. They rallied.
And
they rallied and defeated and again, the superstar was a toenail away from beating them anyway.
And again, when he dropped 49 and like 16, some shit.
He was bugging. He practically went to the final.
No, he showed up. He showed up, and I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? As a basketball fan. I mean, and I'm not going to knock him, but at the same time, he chose to come out here and fuck with Kyrie. He chose to let Kyrie be the coordinator for all this shit. And we see where that got you.
Is that not what I said when it happened? And niggas was like, oh, you're bugging. This is a super team. They're going to win a title. This, and that. I was like, look what they gave up to make this team happen. And then when they had the Beard deal happen, I was like, yo, these niggas are out of their minds. Like, this 2K shit is not going to work in real life. That's not how you win championships.
Not with those personalities.
Exactly. It's how you win championships in 2K, because in 2K you don't have to worry about egos. You don't have to worry about your players might be unhappy with you or whatever, but you can still win a chip with unhappy players.
Yeah, exactly.
In the real world, you're dealing with
you don't have to deal with Kyrie not wanting to be vaccinated. You don't have to deal with Kyrie doing all this shit.
Being a diva.
You don't have to deal with fat beard
partying with was it Lil Baby or whatever?
Yeah,
I forget which one.
That's his man. No, Lil Baby.
Lil Baby, right?
Yeah.
And not giving a shit, you know what I'm saying, because he sees what the situation is. Like, again, to defend.
And again, you can't even blame him because of Kyrie.
I don't. That's what I'm saying. I'm defending him. I was like, yo, you come to the new squad with your mans and you see how it is, and this shit is whack.
And again,
I'd be upset. I'd be highly upset.
And I was telling motherfuckers, bro, like, I would prefer if they didn't have Kyrie at all, son. If it was just James Harden and Kevin Durant,
I would
have
been thrilled.
The Nets are good, son.
I've been super, and when it was just them, because again, going back to the toenail, run or whatever, it was because James Harden was playing exceptionally as the primary playmaker of the team.
Yes, he was the point guard,
and they played.
Shit was working.
And they played very good defense. And KD showed what he does, which is fucking carry a team offensively to the promised land. That's what he does. That's what he is born to do.
Shit, if I was the Nets, I would have flopped motherfuckers, and I would have fronted like I was going to trade James, but I would have traded Kyrie to the Sixers. Finesse and undress.
Saying, did Kyrie have the player option or was it team option?
I'm pretty sure he probably had the player option, but the way things were going, I'd have been like, yo, Kyrie, it's not working, bro. We're not going to re-sign you.
As I said to you a few episodes ago, I forget what episode it is now, but I would have dared him to retire. I dare you to retire. Go ahead.
Anything but what they did.
We still got KD. I dare you to retire. I would have called that man bluff. So.
Yeah. Well, either way, we're talking about
Especially
Kyrie.
since they're seemingly gonna blow it up anyway. Not to jump ahead a little bit with the deal they made. Plural they made. But as the way ESPN phrased it, Scott Van Pelt, the Nets as you knew them are no more. So they traded KD and Kyrie.
And guess what? I officially am going to root for the Nets once again.
Me too. I was very excited. They traded for players that I, for one, like. In Cam Johnson, Dorian Finney-Smith. And
No, they did one big ass bullshit 360, son. All they did was trade mad motherfuckers, sign motherfuckers, only to end up with basically the same fucking team they had 3, 4, 5 years
before they got Kevin Durant and Kyrie. And technically a worse version. Not that I want to shit on those guys.
Well, overall, they're better offensively.
Yeah, it's just they had Jarrett, man. That was huge. You know what I'm saying?
See, that's the problem. The other team they had,
well, I guess the question becomes who's better in that? Who's the better player, Karis LeVert or Dorian Finney-Smith?
No. It's Karis or at this point it's Karis or Cam Bryant. Honestly, it's Nick Claxton or is it Jared Allen?
I'm only thinking about dudes who were on the team who weren't playing then when they made that deal.
That's my point.
To break up that team.
Cam Bryant is their perimeter scorer.
But he's also a surprise. They were not.
So was Karis.
They were not anticipating that.
So was Karis.
That's true. They weren't anticipating Karis being so good. But
because look, all these dudes outside of Jared and D'Lo were second round picks, or unsigned free agents.
Yeah, or journeyman.
So again, within that realm, this team is better in that realm because. Just the talent or the potential of the talent. That team was good, but they still, at best, were going to be middle of the road.
Yeah, unless they got a star.
I mean, D'Lo was their star.
Yeah,
but how good was he going to be?
But he wasn't a star.
They needed another star.
They needed a star.
You know they needed a legitimate number one option. That's what they needed.
Yeah, to bring them together to make them that much more deadly because they were already pretty deadly anyway.
Yeah. Either way, Kyrie got traded to the Mavs.
Yeah, for Dorian Finney-Smith
and Spencer Dinwiddie.
And some picks, right? Or a pick or two. I forget which.
Kyrie and Markieff Morris.
Yeah, officially, there you
go. Yeah. And Kyrie looked good in his first game with the Mavs. Haven't watched the next game. Spencer Dinwiddie looked good in his first game with the Nets. So did Dorian. So, as of right now, you know what I'm saying?
He also looked good tonight. Spencer did. Even though the Knicks won because Jalen Brunson cooked them. But
yes. Now.
The Mavs are stupid. They should have kept that man.
Clearly, my favorite trade from this whole situation was clearly the Josh Hart trade because we pretty much gave up nothing for him.
Nothing for a very good player.
We gave up a protected second round pick. I didn't even know that existed. But Josh Hart looked beautiful this evening. As we were talking about earlier while watching those highlights, the Villanova boys clearly work together well, and their swag clearly comes out when they're with each other because Josh Hart looks like Josh Hart again, and Jalen Brunson looks like Jalen Brunson. So watch out for them goddamn Knicks in the playoffs. Kevin Durant to the Suns for Mikal Bridges.
Cam Johnson, 3 picks, something like that.
Yeah, a couple of picks. Again, because of name value, that's clearly the biggest move that was made. On paper, again.
Not the signing of Rui Hachimura for some picks or whatever they got for him?
Yo, Rui is slowly fading as quickly as he showed up.
Nah, he's doing what he does right now, which is score you 14 points a game.
Yeah.
Get you those 7-8 rebounds. He's a versatile forward. He plays defense. He's exactly what they needed. It's just that I think they just thought he was gonna explode in some way. It's like, nah, it's not. That's not what he does yet.
Nah, he flip flops, son.
You know, he's very unstable. But when he's stable, he's
he's good. He's great.
I'll take that 15 points, 8 rebounds, 2 steals, whatever. Like, he's on my fantasy team right now. Like, he plays good.
Rui is a typical Gonzaga player.
He's just not the difference maker.
I'll say that. Rui,
he's that tweener piece they needed, that forward they needed.
He's a typical Gonzaga player.
And more importantly, they needed him as a defensive player because their D is a little suspect. Not even a little bit. I think they're like 29th or 28th in the league in D. So
and they got rid of at least definitely one of their best defensive players, but maybe 2 of them. But either way, son, Lakers are the Lakers. Like I said, son, they make moves, but then they don't.
Here we go. Excellent segue. The Lakers also traded finally traded Russell Westbrook. After the long saga of trying to get rid of this man.
Was it a trade or did they just flat out send him to Siberia?
Nah, because he's going to play. It'd be different if no team was going to sign him when Utah presumably waives him.
No, I get that. I'm just saying, initially.
It will be Siberia if Utah doesn't waive him and they decide to play him this season. That would be fucked up.
Oh boy,
that would be some torture. But otherwise, it was a great move, and to again connect to what I said earlier, I think it was the best move, even bigger than getting rid of Kyrie and KD and blowing up that Nets travesty because it's a fucking travesty, toenail or not.
It was, and I mean, I get it, son. Yeah, it
and that's not just because I fuck with Jared Allen. It was just because that was a fucking mistake, like in terms of team development. That was the one time where we've talked about this many times over the years, which is if you have the opportunity to get a star, you get them, but at what cost? And I feel like in the last 10, 15 years, it's kind of been like we're just gonna get names or bust, and then when they lose inevitably, and I could go down the list of teams that have done this, Knicks, Nets, etc. They just point the finger at the coach, or they point the finger at someone who isn't even at fault, who just tried to make the best of what they had. Even though you made the front office made that dumbass trade or these dumbass deals and broke a team up that was already developing and promising.
With the Nets, bro, Jared Allen was their first round draft pick in I don't know how many years. So just because of that, no, I'm not trading.
And he was panning out like so much
in a position that you need.
And more importantly, because you know how I feel about players who want to stay on a team that they say they enjoy playing for.
Yes.
You nurture that. You keep the guys who say they want to stay, and who are not causing trouble for you. You fucking keep them.
Basketball, more than any other sport that I know of, is about
chemistry.
It's
a loyalty, yeah.
It's about chemistry,
and
bro.
A loyalty thing,
shit has to fit, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Winners customarily, even though things are different now in terms of how talent gets moved around the league. Customarily, the most loyal players win.
The best teams with the best players.
AI proved that. You know what I'm saying? Guys like that proved that. They suffered because they were loyal to shitty teams and shitty organizations. And as soon as they got with the right organization, they won. Not every time, but a lot of the time. A lot of the time.
I mean, loyalty is that's a 7 different level kind of situation.
Also, we're in a sport, and all sports do this, where again, like they always say around this time, it's a business when dudes get.
No, it is. It is a business,
and it is. I'm not denying that. I'm just saying that's what people. That's the phrase they go.
And again, you treat but that's why I say loyalty is a.
So because of that, I imagine that loyalty is hard to come by and show. You know what I'm saying? And in an industry that you could be traded, you could be traded tomorrow.
It's
you
not.
Know what I'm saying?
It's not, because loyalty is based upon. Again, if we're talking business, loyalty is based upon what you signed up for. So again, if I'm only signed to y'all for 3 years, then I'm loyal to y'all for 3 years.
I mean, but then we can split hairs about that, right?
No, because it's a business, like you said.
And I get that, but I'm just saying that by that standard, I'm expendable. So why would I ever show loyalty to anyone?
But again, that's why you think of it as a business. And there are
players who are like that. But there are also players who, again, they form attachments to teams that they're on, and then they get dealt, and it fucks them up. Like, really, in some cases, it fucks their whole career up. They don't play the same. They're not the same after that.
Of course, and again, that goes with the same type of mindset. Like the business relationship has to be mutual. You know what I'm saying?
It often is not. Even if you have the loyalty, How many players have we
See,
seen say that they, I always bitched so many years about how Jeremy Lin wanted to stay on the Knicks. Yeah, he wanted to test his open market value, but he openly said many times, "I want to stay here," and the Knicks didn't match, and then blamed him because they were too bitch made to admit that they didn't want to keep him. And their reasons are their own. I get all that, but that always makes me crazy. But I don't want to belabor that point too much. What else in the draft, the trade deadline, the draft deadline, the trade deadline? What else stood out to you? For me, since I've been kind of hinting at this for the last 20 minutes or whatever, or 15 minutes, the Laker deal was the biggest deal for me personally.
D'Lo going back was cool, but again,
but again, they got the albatross of Russell Westbrook out from under them. Even though, which is funny because he was playing well up until that point, and I get that they were trying to get rid of him.
I mean, the team was playing well.
I understand that his contract is one you want to get off the books. I get all that, so I get why they had to deal him. They had been trying to deal him for a long time. It was what it was. But it was good to finally get rid of that, to get him out of there, and to not only that, get back players of real value. And for once, because I feel like a critique of mine for years, with some exceptions obviously, is that teams again go for names and they don't go for what they are needing for the postseason run. I can understand if you are a team,
or just what they're needing in general, man.
And in general, but just for the postseason run, because if you don't make any trades during the trade deadline, that usually is a concession that you're not ready for the postseason run, or you are ready for the postseason run. You don't need to make any changes, but usually it's a concession that we're just gonna see you next year. We're gonna do our shit in the summer. That's why people were surprised that the Bulls not dealing Levine or Vucevic. People were surprised at the Magic not dealing.
I was surprised about the Zach LaVine thing. Because
me too. Even though honestly. And that's the thing we
you could have did that. You could have traded Zach for Westbrook straight up.
Well, that's the thing we could talk about for a little while. Before we get to that, though, the deals the Lakers made was excellent. You got 3 bodies that you very much needed because your team is anemic and doesn't play defense. So you got.
I'm not sure what they do.
You got 2 bodies. No, they go through LeBron. That's what it is.
That's what I'm saying. Like outside of that,
and when AD is playing incredibly, which as this is the way it should be because he's a phenomenal player. They play well because he's fucking dominant, but that is so up and down because of his injuries and because of he's another one. He's mental, He's very emotional about how he does things and how
he has to be in the right situation.
Yeah, exactly. So we could also talk about too what situation is right for him, but
that's a different cast, bro. I mean, because he already won a championship with LeBron, so it's
that was like all these people say about Lemicky and the bubble being handed to them. Even though I don't agree with that take, they played for that title, but he had to play out of his mind.
Yeah.
For them to get that title.
But that's my thing. Like if playing with LeBron,
and even that, the only real reason they didn't lose is because Jimmy Butler burnt out, and because
Butler burnt out, Bam was injured. There was different.
The Heat did just not have the gas because they spent everything they had to beat the Bucks and just to get there.
And once again, Jamal Murray was hitting incredibly, like on some other. He still hasn't been hitting them shots since then. So.
Yeah, but they're also more of a balanced attack now. I
get
he doesn't need to do that now because of how good they gave up Bones Highland. You know what I'm saying? Like, who's a good player. That's how good the Nuggets are right now. They gave up a good player.
I still don't believe in them, bro. I gotta see that to believe it, bro.
I feel you. Even as the chief Nuggets enthusiast on this show, they've shown me that they just crumble at the worst moments.
Talented, bro. The Nuggets have always been talented since the ABA.
Yeah, but I'm saying they get to that point and they crumble. They choke. They're like Portland. They're like Indiana.
Because to me,
look,
I'm
saying they don't. Something happens with them when it's really game.
The best chance they had to win the chip.
The Clippers. You know what I'm saying? Like,
the best chance they ever had to win for me was definitely with Chauncey and Melo in them, son. That was like honestly because that was like the most legitimate, like well balanced team that I've ever seen the Nuggets have, as far as I've been watching basketball.
I guess. I mean, their defense is a little lacking.
No,
but at least they can score.
No, not with Kmart, not with Nene, not with fucking Birdman, not with these.
I said a little. I didn't say like they had nothing. It's just not. They came up against a generational talent who was like, I'm not gonna let these niggas beat me. It's pretty much
Well,
that.
I mean that, and
That's pretty much what happened.
they slipped up. They slipped up, and
They thought they had them. They thought they had the Lakers.
And for me, I was
And
still.
in a way, that is the fault of the media and perception because the media was saying that, and everybody else was saying, "Oh, they got these niggas. Oh, they got these niggas."
Yeah, because they had beaten them in like I think game 1 or game 2, but I always blame George Karl for that because like a team is supposed to always have the mindset and character of their head coach if their head coach is that good. You know what I'm saying? And George Karl was always that of an arrogant asshole. I mean, he knows a lot of basketball, offensive basketball. That's where what you were talking about comes in because he was never a defensive dude.
And they were cooking him.
They
like
played
the
deep,
Nuggets
but
was,
like he, you know what I'm saying? He just
the tip
wasn't.
of the spear was them gunning you down. That's how they beat you.
It was Melo and then like Chauncey figuring shit out.
That's what I'm saying. They gunned you down, and then if JR was hot, they definitely gunned you down. Because you couldn't do anything about it.
That young Aaron Afalo, you know what I mean? Just,
they had a team. They had a team that liked playing together, which
yes.
we talked about.
Yeah.
Like you just said 2 minutes ago, chemistry.
Had it not been for George Karl, they might have done something.
They might have done something, but also they didn't keep that squad together, which was pretty stupid.
I say another cast because we've had multiple conversations about that. That Rockets team from that year could have won too, but whatever.
Yeah, no, we've talked about
Ming
that.
Yao. Ming Yao.
Shout out to him, Ming Yao.
But
so the Laker deal, right? That showed me that it didn't convince me that these niggas know what they're doing because they don't. But it showed me that they realize what their needs are in making a postseason run, or shit, even getting into the playing tournament because they're, I believe, as of recording, in the 11th seed right now, the Lakers. So they got the players that they would need to figure something out to make it into the postseason.
Yeah.
Which is good to me. It also annoys me because you guys had Malik Monk and KCP and guys like that who essentially matched the skill sets of the guys you just brought in.
They had Caruso.
And you traded.
They had
them
Dwight
away.
Howard.
You traded them away essentially for nothing.
Or just let them go.
You just let them go in free agency. Like, why? Dennis Schroeder I got because he wanted to bet on himself or whatever. Sure. But you got him anyway.
You bought him
and
back.
then you got him anyway. So,
But that was his fault. That was him.
That was him. That was on him. But and you got him as a bargain, so good for you. But at the same time, you are just kind of groping in the woods. And this deal showed me that at least they're trying to fill their team out in a way that is a functional fucking basketball team instead of listening to Hollywood Braun.
Look, to really answer your question,
wants to bring his friends on. You know what I'm saying?
That's why a lot of people hate Rob Pelinka.
I hate this nigga. I don't even, you know me, I'm not even a Laker fan like that, and I feel bad for them because I've had to watch him and Jeannie Buss and guys like that, fucking run this team into the ground basically for nothing.
I don't feel bad for them, but at the same time, once again, I
feel bad for the fans. I don't feel bad for the organization.
All right, maybe Scrams, but most
exactly.
Laker fans.
I feel bad for my mans that are fans of
them. Legitimate Laker fans,
that are they
real
support,
flimsy.
Nah. The niggas who are there in the long haul.
But
got the fucking what's old boy name, son? I'm blanking on some name right now. He used to get busy.
Somebody play for Lakers?
Yeah.
When?
Fuck, man.
Swaggy P.
I'll just say Swaggy P because he gets busy too.
I mean, because they had Jordan Clarkson was on the Lakers.
Devin George, that's what I'm thinking of.
Devin George.
Yeah, that's what came to me.
Boy, Devin George and get busy do not go together. But all right, whatever. He has rings, but
that wasn't. Because he was getting busy.
He had rings and he had some pretty nice eyes, but
that's it. But
and he may have hit the occasional corner three.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He had his moments, and then that was that. They didn't. Similar to what we were talking about with Dame, they almost lost all-time great Kobe Bryant to trade, because they were not setting him up for success.
Now, you know who put in more work than Devin Brown? Your boy, I'm not Devin, I'm switching names up, not Devin George, but your man Shannon Brown. He used to put in more work than Devin George.
I think what it is he had the D'Angelo curse. His outside antics hurt him more than his actual, on the court, whatever, performance.
So about Devin or Shannon?
Shannon Brown.
I mean, that's Chicago shit, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's a two-time champion, though.
He's a great player, but all that said, it was a good deal. But all the other deals are just kind of like, again, lateral, salary dumps and things just like that. So
a lot of second round. Look,
and picks swaps are not meaningless because again, people want a chance at Victor, or to swindle other teams of their players by dealing them picks because they want a chance at Victor.
Look, the Nets are where the Thunder were like 3 years ago. With just mad picks and they are where the Thunder and where Boston was a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
mad picks, mad resources.
The Spurs now as well. There's a couple of these young boy teams.
Maybe,
picks.
But again, like the Nets are way better, and that's my point. Like, not only do they have a better team in regards to potential than they had several years ago, but they're in a way better position than they were because they had to have that team they had before because they didn't have shit. They had to build that team off of a bunch of fucking elbow grease and rocks. Now they have a couple of first round picks. They have all types of shit that they can either use or package up. And
I think they're gonna package him, because again, people are so thirsty for Victor Wembanyama that they will do what they have to do to move up in the draft order.
Oh no, I was talking about packaging it up in regards to getting somebody like a player, but you could do that too.
That's what I'm saying. Like they will. That's why I feel like certain teams are stockpiling picks because they know other teams are thirsty.
Yeah. I mean, however you want to use it.
Because again, who draft lottery day will be very important because then certain picks will see where they
even before that,
and we'll try to swindle certain teams for actual players now, bodies for picks. And I think that's great. Personally, I want to see that.
See, I don't know. Like, if I'm the Nets this year, I'm using those picks
I would keep them
for this draft. Because this is going to be a good one.
Because they have to develop.
Yeah, from what I'm hearing.
That's why I was saying it depends on the situation.
Next couple. Yeah,
for example, if I'm Atlanta, let's say, who as far as I know don't have like many picks, but let's say that they do, or they say, hey, I'll trade you John Collins because he's a player who mysteriously was not moved before the deadline.
Shit, I might make that move on the Nets. Exactly. Like 2 dudes and like a second round pick for John Collins. I'll do that. Great. Especially since he's on a reasonable contract too.
And he's a guy you need.
And him and Dorian are kind of the same dude. Dorian is probably a better shooter, but I'll make that trade. Dorian and somebody else.
And it fills out the roster. Which they need to do. So that's what I'm waiting for as far as that goes. I'm waiting to see draft lottery to see what picks shake out to what.
Yeah. But no, look, the Lakers trade probably, if I had to really put money on it, ultimately would be like the most impactful because of the different resources.
Yeah.
And like that is the biggest trade in regards to what they got.
And it affects more of the league in a certain way, right? Because it's always dominoes. So again, assuming Utah buys him out, which we are assuming that they will. Russell Westbrook becomes the hottest free agent available immediately.
Yes.
Between now and the end of next summer.
No, somebody gonna scoop him within the next week
sure.
if he gets bought out.
I'm just giving a reasonable window of time
because you have to. You have to.
Because I can see,
or just like right after. I
see
after
a lot of teams
All-Star.
fronting on him because of who he is, but someone will pick him up. He's too good not to be picked up.
It's not even that, bro. He's falling into like, I won't even call it the AI effect, but that mellow effect, son. Like his options are very limited, son, because first of all, his options in regards to starting are extremely limited. If he chooses to like stay as a 6-man, like he could go on.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
He can go on just about any team he wants to. Then
he'll be fine. But again, the problem still remains is that he's a turnover machine and he doesn't shoot threes.
That's why he can't start.
So that's an issue, for wanting to pick him up in general over a 3-and-D guy or someone more reliable.
That's why I say he should go back to the Wizards, man. That was a good fit. They have a weird team, and he wouldn't throw them off the way he would throw off
what
other
it really
teams.
comes down to is what he wants to do. I would imagine he wants to win a ring finally, or at least be in contention for one. But if he cares about money, then a team like the Wizards is the way to go because they'll throw money at him, and they have it.
Oh, now look, if we just throwing shit like at the wall, then fuck it. He might as well just go back to OKC then.
I'm sure they got money. I mean, not
fuck it.
Yeah, they got money.
But again, nobody will have to pay him, son. Like you gotta.
No, he will have to recognize I now command, given my trade value, who I am, things that have happened to me.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna command more than $12 million.
If that.
Deal.
But again, he won't need that. Like, so you could pretty much sign him for the veterans minimum.
Yeah.
He already got his money. So
unless to the illusion that you made earlier or a couple seconds ago, which is if he's really like AI and is like, nah, I need that money or whatever, I need that max deal, whatever the veterans maximum is, then that's gonna be a problem. You know, and then he may not get signed.
Yeah, but
he may get signed to like Charlotte, which is still a problem because they suck. So yeah, that's good for LaMelo, but that's not good for them.
The main squads I heard were the Clippers. And I think Miami.
The Clippers, the Heat, and the Bulls. Because the Heat have always wanted him for whatever reason that they do.
Yeah, no, they was talking about making that trade when from I think Houston, right?
Yeah, for a minute, like they've been talking about trading for that man.
Houston or the Wizards, whatever team.
Houston.
Yeah.
It was Houston.
But
that's back when he was shooting threes like at a decent clip because being with Harden and whatever.
That's when he was making his free throws.
Yep. And not turning the ball over as much because you had Eric Gordon as another ball handler.
And there was way less pressure on him.
Yeah.
Or way less, spotlight.
And James Harden has the ball in his hands all the time. So you don't have to worry about turning the ball over. He is best, as we've said for many years, as an off-ball guy, but he wants to be on the ball. So I don't know what the remedy is for that. Which is an AI problem, very much.
AI problem, but again, that's always been just from the jump, just bad coaching and bad establishment or bad foundation.
Yeah, the development of bad habits. Because again, as he's super talented. To the Russ fans in the chat and in the comments saying we hate this nigga. I don't hate this nigga.
No.
I want him to succeed. I really do.
I mean, he's annoying at times, but
it's shocking to me that he hasn't succeeded, given how ridiculously good he is.
But that some of that is him, though. I mean,
sure, but given who he came out with and his contemporaries and things like that, he should have at least a ring by now.
Yeah.
James Harden, it makes sense given what his trajectory was, why he doesn't have a ring. Certain other players, given their trajectories, it makes sense as to why.
I'm trying to think, like, everybody that came out in 2008 pretty much has fell by the wayside outside of him and his mans. Not him, D Rose. I mean, K Love is still playing.
And is a champion.
Outside of that, I'll have to look at that 2008 draft. So
But that's another show. I guess to wrap things up, because we coming on the sweet spot. The good hour. What's the deal that you think should have been made that was not? And how do you think that'll affect that team or the league going forward, if you think that it will?
Honestly, I can't say. Like I said, just because Zach LaVine was supposedly saying that he wanted out of Chicago, I guess that one. But at the same time, I can understand why Chicago didn't do it, but I don't understand why they didn't. But
I also don't understand why they did it. Again, I agreed somewhat with your point that he is the best player talent-wise overall on the team, but he's not playing like it recently. No. Anyway, let me say, because
that's a motivational factor, which again that's a knock on him. But
so that's what I'm saying. I'm surprised they didn't trade him, because my thought about him is, what's with this dude?
No, if he was wilding,
he's not hurt.
If he was the best two guard in the league, then there would have been no question about a trade.
That's how he was playing like last year, alongside DeMar.
Yeah.
So there's something's off, with him. I couldn't tell you what that is besides mild injury, but that's always been an issue.
Oh man, it's that. And it's definitely some light skin shit. I don't want to get into that right now, but he's definitely acting real light skinned. I'll say that. Outside of that,
he should not be getting outplayed by Vucevic. As much as I love the guy.
But again, Vucevic should have been
Vucevic shouldn't be the best player on the team. That shit's crazy.
But he should be a multiple-time All-Star.
And a champion. But I guess that's the theme of this podcast, right? Circumstances. Where you end up.
See, I ain't gonna lie to you, son. The Lakers wild out. That should have been who they tried to go after.
Yeah. So again, like we talked about in the production meeting,
Vucevic, Clint Capella,
I feel like what
that
happened with major deals, as far as all-star level players are concerned, or at least even mid-level decent players are concerned, is that niggas were greedy and so those deals didn't go through.
But see, that's the thing. Like, all right, yeah,
I think that's more what happened.
But look, you've been watching ball for 20 some odd years.
Yeah.
There hasn't been too many trade deadlines that have been like this. Or they haven't been like as active as this.
No, but I also wasn't surprised because in the last 4 or 5 years,
recently
have been insane.
But again, that's just
that's why I bring up 2K because dudes are making deals.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
2K,
that's just the flavor of the league. That's the way it is.
Wild, because a lot of these deals don't make any fucking sense. That's why I shit on the Gobert deal like everyone else will at the end of the season because that shit was stupid. Even though they're playing well now, and figuring it out. Yeah. Like,
no, that one was stupid.
That was still a stupid ass deal. No. They should have never dealt that much for him. And yeah, Utah, it worked for Utah.
But again, that was Utah. Like, really, like, Utah got fortunate, but that was them trying to blow it up. They just so happened to have gotten the right pieces to where they're still in content. Well, they're still relevant.
Well, they're also in a situation that I feel like they hadn't been in a while, which is you have a team of young boys who could play, as opposed to your team mostly being veterans kind of carrying your squad, you know, for the last, 15 years now. Not counting Gordon Hayward and guys like that.
No. Again, for Utah to make those moves made sense because clearly nobody wants to go to Utah, so they need those picks.
Yeah.
They need
to develop their team.
Because nobody's going there.
No one let me more say it this way. No non-white star is trying to go.
Nah, that's not true.
It is though because as Spider reconfirmed,
we just can't name anybody that's not white who will go there.
Well, you don't have anyone outwardly saying
trying to
go to Utah.
Jordan Clarkson seems to clearly be comfortable out there.
But he's happy just to be
him and your boy Mike Conley.
They're happy to be in the league. That's different than I want to go to Utah. You understand? And also
it is, but it's not, bro. It is because they could easily be like, "Yo, I don't want to be in Utah."
I agree with Jordan Clarkson because he has flourished, and that was the again situations we were talking about, right? Yeah. That was definitely an example of a player landing in a situation that both the team and the player needed.
And again, he was somebody like he clearly didn't.
Now he's flirt. Now
he didn't feel wanted. I get that.
Now people are putting respect on that man's name.
A lot of it had to do with LeBron, but.
And we've already talked about what the effect that he has on certain players, and then when they finally get out from this nigga's shadow, how they flourish. That's not everybody, but that's a lot of them, though.
I would say that's more than
more often than not. I would say.
Cause him like Jordan Clarkson, Jay Crowder,
Josh Hart, B.I.
I don't want to say this, but dudes that really
Lonzo.
Dudes that really want to win, they don't want to play with LeBron. So. Like, it's fucked up to say that, but motherfuckers that really want to win don't want to play with LeBron.
They don't. Like, that's why you don't see PG with him, even though that would have been a match made in heaven, ideally. Two of the best two-way players in the modern era. Like, why wouldn't that work? Because he don't fuck with him. Kawhi Leonard, same thing. Yeah. It's weird that those two guys are on the same team together, and I would still argue that they don't belong on the same team together. There's a logjam there with them. But they rather join each other
than play with LeBron.
One of the best players to ever touch a basketball.
And everybody that wanted to play on the Lakers with LeBron got either jerked or... But he's talking about DeMar, Buddy, various other niggas.
You name it. Like, dudes who was trying to be like, I want to play out there, suddenly those deals evaporated. And that's because of him. It has to be because of him.
All right. Just to end it off, let's... I guess we'll give them some All-Star Weekend takes.
I don't even give a shit, honestly. You know what I'm happy about All-Star Weekend?
I mean, I was just talking about more like, let's say, the dunk contest and you know.
All I know is that Mac McClung in the dunk contest. I don't even know who else is in it.
Shit, I don't either. That's why I brought it up.
I hope he wins. He coming out the G League to win that. Cool. I hope he wins. Then that's good. That's good for him if he does.
All right, well, folks, I guess we'll all be surprised this upcoming All-Star Weekend.
Yeah, I mean, which is nice. I'm okay with that. Oh, the Rising Stars game is gonna be some shit though. Oh my god! Like,
I mean, hopefully, last few years has been waxed.
Because the rookie class this year is crazy. So like, all those rookies are on the rookie team, and the sophomores are on some other shit too. So like OG and guys like that. So
I don't know. I'll go with the sophomore.
That might be the highlight. Honestly, the highlight.
I like last year better than this year.
For once, the highlight it might be the Rising Stars game because there's a lot of heat.
It's been like that, because look, when Kyrie and them came out, it was like that. Let's say like the beginning of the 2010s, the Rising Star shit was alright.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the Rising Stars. Even though I enjoy the 3-point shooting contest, which, as you said a couple weeks ago, has replaced the dunk contest as the more hype event.
That and the skills challenge. Keep it 100.
Skills challenge is always fun
because of the centers that can do shit. That shit is hard.
Fun. Maybe Cat won it last year, right, or 2 years ago? I forget who won it last year.
I don't know about last year. Because I think Sabonis won 1 year.
So it might have been last year for Sabonis then.
Maybe. No, because I saw when Sabonis won. So that was maybe like 2 years ago. Because last year, I know Obi won the dunk contest last year. I don't know if I saw the skills contest last year.
I don't remember it
I think it was either Joker or it might have been Cat last year. It might have been Cat. Because that first half of the year, that's when Cat was wilding. We had the what was that, the 72 and 20 or 60 and 20, whatever that was. When they was busting them highlight green uniforms.
Yeah, those super ugly highlighter uniforms.
Alright.
The wig. But
point is, last year I won some money off Steph Curry dropping. I forgot what the bet was. It was either him making 23s or him dropping 50, but I won some money off of that. So I may put some money on Bron because he seems to be taking the time off before the All-Star game. So stay tuned for that 50 piece from LeBron in the All-Star game.
Probably.
Matter of fact, stay tuned for Bron in the 3-point shootout.
But yeah, aside from the Rising Stars Challenge, I'm excited for the players who are banged up to rest. I'm always excited about that because the post All-Star break of basketball is always the most exciting because you get to see who's really about it.
That and it's only 20-something games
and
left.
even if they don't contend, it gets you excited for next year because you're like, all right, this team is on the come up. The Thunder is an example of a team like that. Like if let's say they go off on a real run right now, they could seed high and like really upset somebody.
The Thunder, the Nuggets, the
Sacramento,
Blazers, like those
right.
teams that usually would get hot after. Well, shit, the Knicks these last few years. Those teams that get hot after the
All-Star run.
Shit, honestly, like I said, look out for the Nets, man. People are sleeping on them, but
but if they get chemistry together, they're gonna be dangerous.
And again, like you just said, having that time off after the All-Star break, especially since they have no All-Stars, so their whole team is going to be together. The chemistry is going to be there. You have a bunch of young, hungry dudes that want to do everything, son. So the Nets will be, ironically, they will be a real Brooklyn team, real gritty. They're gonna play the shit out of it, man.
So I guess we'll really end this with who's your prediction for the end. I know because my roommate has been asking me about who I think is going to be there at the end, and I'm like, it's hard to say because just the Western Conference alone is a dogfight, like it always is.
I can't give like just one. I mean, I give you maybe like a Final Four.
Oh, that's fine. Do that.
Even that's hard. I mean, I probably would just have to go with chalk right now. On the East, Boston and Milwaukee. On the West, shit's hard, bro, because it's about...
You don't know what the seeding's going to be.
Nah, because again, look, if they stay healthy, then I might have to pick the Lakers, man. Just because of LeBron, but as of right now,
the way things look right now.
Western Conference Championship.
The way things look right now, and now that we've seen what trades have been made and what trades have not been made.
Western Conference ship. I'm going to go... Shit, fuck it. I'm going to go Warriors and Nuggets, man.
I, too, will go... I'm going to shake things up because I said this to him the other night. I'm going to say Boston and Cleveland because of how well they've been playing, and they are the best defense in the league. As of tonight.
I can't trust them with the injuries,
as of recording.
Man. I cannot trust them with the injuries, man.
I'm aware. They are a little shaky as far because their guard play is what propels them, and their guards.
And they have like immense height, bro, and
Yeah, they have a lot of size, but yeah, their guard play is what propels them, and their guards have trouble staying on the court, especially Darius Garland, who they really need to win. So, but I don't know, man. Just what they've shown me. Is incredible.
And it's funny because
and them on the road especially, like they really will maul teams at home because of just the defense they have.
The Cavs are another one of those teams, bro. They keep building the same teams. Like maybe not the same exact personnel wise, but they always like if they lose one dude, they're
That's
fucked.
it. Yeah, the chemistry is
fucked.
But I also argue Boston is very similar.
The irony is, the only time they didn't do that is when they had LeBron, but that's because it was LeBron and he was the whole team.
He was the team. Like that's different.
And you knew he was going to be there every night.
Yeah, that's different. So Cleveland and Boston, because of how well Boston is playing, despite the fact that they lost Jaylen Brown recently to facial fracture.
That was big.
But he'll be fine. Like he didn't tear an ACL, so he'll be back.
I don't know, but again, that will throw.
No, that is big. He is arguably probably the fourth best player in the league right now. The league, like niggas weren't putting that on him, at all. So,
well, he's a top 5 two-way player.
This dude is playing out of his mind right now. So
the only problem I have with Boston is they're definitely
and Boston beats it's different. Like when Jason's out and he's with them, he leads them to victory. Like, but when it's Jason and he's out, it's harder for them to win. They still win.
Jalen is like their legit.
They still win. He's their
spiritual leader.
He's their leader, but it's just like.
Jason Tatum is their best player, but Jaylen Brown is
they rally around him and Marcus Smart, because Marcus Smart is another one. When he's out, they don't play as well because they don't have that defender.
They don't have that moxie.
Yeah, they don't have that verve.
Only thing with Boston for me is they're stronger as you should be. They're stronger at home than they are on the road. So if they were to lose that number 1 seed to somebody, which I doubt they will, I may be a little bit more worried. Because right now, they will have to be the favorites to come out the East.
Yeah, there isn't a team that doesn't overwhelmingly threaten them.
Again, because
also the East is like injury ravaged, man. Let me tell you. That's why I picked Cleveland because they've had injury problems, but for the most part, they're okay. Like they're good.
Shit, part of me wanted to be like it may be the Celtics and Knicks in the fucking Eastern Conference ship, son.
Yeah, but some of the other Eastern teams have the Knicks' number. And that's the problem.
I mean, it goes both ways because we have their numbers too. It's just we don't play the way we should when we play those teams.
Yeah.
Or better yet, we play the way we should for 3 quarters. Then in the fourth quarter,
it's funny. Like the two conferences are a dogfight in a way right now.
But it's 2 different dogfights.
It's different. Like in the West,
one is more top heavy, and the other one.
In the West is just like talent for talent.
No, no. But the West,
so much like you have talent from 1st to 11.
The West has been crazy. Like that for me for like at least the last.
For 20 years, but even longer. But I'm just saying that.
But the East has caught up finally.
The way it is now.
Oh no, the East thought they were catching up until these last few trades.
I mean, they are still catching up.
They were, but now, like I said, like
they play. The East has their stars, but their teams are more complete.
Now, yeah, especially now.
Whereas in the West, like they beat you with star power. They hit you over the head with star power, waves of stars, depending on who it is.
Well, look, all right, because before these trades, you would say the best. All right, definitely the best 2 teams in the league were probably the Celtics and Bucks. Like overall.
Nah, the Nuggets. Nuggets are better than the Celtics.
Mm.
They are. They're deeper.
All right, even beyond that, I'm talking about.
I'm just talking about roster strength. Like I'm not even talking about.
No, I'm talking about who would you pick in a 7-game series?
Probably Boston.
Exactly.
Yeah, probably.
I'm picking Boston. And I'm picking the Bucks over the Nuggets.
Yeah, because.
And then so we can say that
because Denver's the second half of Denver's team is not as well developed. So
I would even give Denver
like
they have
the
I'll
talent.
give Denver the 3rd best team in the league. I'll give them that. I'll give them that just based on what you said. But again, the top 2 teams before these trades happened were in the East. Now it's an argument.
And you can even argue the Sixers because of how well they've been playing. Because their only
issue.
I
want to, but Embiid is still not showing me what I need to.
But their only issue is injury, and that's it.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing. Like that's a good thing.
Which is fucked up because when you talk about talent, depth, they have that.
They have it now.
Even though they gave up Thibault, which I don't know if I would have did, but
me neither. But as you and Scrams are often saying to me, you have to give to get. So
yeah.
And he
again,
is
addition by subtraction.
Yeah, and he they have defenders. Like he was a black hole in terms of scoring, so I get it.
Yeah.
And they're still good. That's what I'll finish, I guess, with the things that surprised me is the teams that didn't make moves. I mentioned the Bulls and guys like that, but other teams that knew, I just got to stay put because our team is solid. We don't really need anybody per se. Again, I still think that pretty much all of the contenders could have done with getting Bojan Bogdanovic or someone like that, who is my answer for the player that I'm surprised was not traded at the deadline. But
only relevant team I'll say that didn't that he could have went to that he didn't was I would say it was probably Miami.
And
realistically,
Milwaukee, because Chris Middleton's always hurt.
Which is true, but I don't think Milwaukee had the room to maneuver for him.
That's possible. I don't
That,
know.
and again,
I don't know what they're. I don't know what
comfortable
they're
with their
finding
team,
unless they
so-
traded Chris Middleton for him.
No.
Which would be stupid. Like then there you go. But I'm
Which
still
would've
surprised
been-
that. No, that would have been stupid. That would have been such a.
No,
bad
no,
trade.
I'm thinking about because
But,
that would have been some reverse shit. Because Chris Middleton got drafted to the Pistons, didn't he?
I believe so. Yeah, I believe so.
Second round, then got traded. But yeah, no, I mean, yeah, if I'm the Bucks, instead of making that Jay Crowder fucking move, I probably would have.
Gone for Boyan.
Yeah, I would have did that. But I mean, I get it.
But also, going to my earlier point, it's possible that anybody who asked Detroit for Boyan, they wanted the house, and niggas is like, for Boyan? Chill. As good as he's been playing this year.
That's you know what I'm saying. And again, if you're the team that you're supposed to do that,
yeah,
you're supposed to get the most bang for your buck.
Yeah, if I'm Detroit, of course I'm going to, especially if he doesn't figure into the future plans.
Yeah.
Now, if he does, that's something else, but I don't know if he does. I doubt it because it's a young boy team. I don't know. I really don't know. All I know is that he's been playing extremely well.
No, he's been doing his thing.
Every top team needs him, a player like that.
Right now, yeah. Any contender, yeah.
Every
the way
single
he's playing.
contender. Denver, Boston, Miami, kind of. But you know what I'm saying? Like the top teams that niggas look at to contend.
I may have tried to bring him back to the Nets.
The Lakers, you know what I'm saying?
I may have tried to bring him back to the Nets, man.
Imagine that homecoming, the return of
I
Boyan,
already did
son.
that.
You're on your journey, you came back, and now you're getting busy. Son.
All right, we have to close out, but you still got to give your West too.
That's harder. You did the Warriors thing, so I can't pick them too.
I mean, you could.
No. Let's make it interesting. Denver for sure because I'm the resident Denver.
I just picked the Warriors because I could see them doing what they normally do. And
me too. Given that, assuming that Gary Payton II makes it onto the team, you have a very versatile player now on your bench. Your
defense has gone back to what it was.
The team is getting it together. Also, in a way, having Steph out is always a blessing because then the team has to rally around. Each other.
Clay is coming back to form.
Clay's coming back to form. Like things are looking good there.
Again, like we were talking about.
But let's be controversial since they are not showing any signs of slowing down. And
had they gotten Sadiq Bey, it would definitely be number one.
Sadiq Bey and GP2? Oh my goodness.
And I'm like, nah, it's over for y'all, son. It's over.
For free, basically? A sandwich?
It's on.
They had him too. That's the worst part. They had him and then they dealt him again, son, and I get it. It was for the 5 picks to get GP2.
That was a salary dump.
Yeah,
because they don't have the money to.
And they didn't have the roster spot, so I get it. But imagine,
Sadiq, he gonna want to get read up.
But imagine they would have kept them both. Oh my goodness.
Hey, yo, Sadiq, boy, just come to the Knicks, bro.
And I don't think that was still impossible because they were still looking to move Moody and a couple of the other players. They could have made that work.
I mean, it depends because if you talking like a 2-year deal, yeah. But Sadiq probably want like a 5.
He deserves it.
He does.
He is a quality starting player.
Once again, Sadiq, bro, come holler at the Knicks, baby.
Oh man, he's a good player. But where did he go? Where did he end up going?
Atlanta.
Portland.
Atlanta.
Yeah, Atlanta. Oh, what a waste. What a fucking waste. He's not even gonna play. He's never gonna play unless one of these two niggas get hurt. This is the only time he's gonna really see minutes, like effective minutes. Whatever, it's fine. Or I mean, him and John Collins on the second unit, they'll be fine. Like and DeAndre Hunter, it's open.
Yep.
So yeah, my last two, I'm gonna say Nuggets and Sacramento, just to make shit crazy. They're not in the same division, right? Am I getting that wrong, right?
No, because Nuggets, they're in the division with
Sacramento's in Pacific with the Lakers.
All the California teams
are together.
California and Portland.
So yeah, Nuggets and Sacramento because the beam is looking crazy, bro. Like these boys are winning in ways that they have no right to be winning. Which is something maybe I'll talk about more on the next episode. But
which is also why the Kings should have gone to Seattle, but.
Yeah, they have better. I mean, what do you want? They got the new arena. Like they had to stay.
Fuck that new arena.
They had to. Argo was done. It was over and done with.
Sacramento suck.
Word.
That may be
The title tags in Sacremento suck at the end of the world. It's a little wordy, but I'll fuck with it. All that said, we done. I'm quitting. It's lunchtime or dinner time or whatever time.
It's Vader time.
It's Vader time. You gotta hit him with the Vader bomb.
Like I said, I'm a grill in the Vader mask. God damn it.
Now that has to happen. That's gonna be the face reveal. It's gonna be you in the Vader mask.
the reveal that's already been revealed.
And then maybe I'll do the surfer sting as the face reveal, maybe. But
that would be funny. With the
right
glasses.
behind you, holding the buns.
Nah, you have to be the crow sting, but
you're gonna be grilling. It's gonna be hot that day. I can't be in no full face paint in the sun. That's just gonna melt. I'm gonna melt.
I mean, well, you know what I'm
Can't be
saying?
in no leather fucking black clothes in the fucking heat.
That's assuming we do things during the daytime, but dudes are black, so
if it's night grilling, then okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
I mean, night grilling is the best grilling. So
then Vader even makes more sense. Like it's more sinister that
all
way.
day.
It also is the callback to Vader versus Sting from what was that 95?
93.
93. It was earlier because Vader versus Shawn Michaels in 95.
Yeah.
When he didn't want to put
95,
him over.
96. Yeah. Shit, I may even have the Dancing Bear show up as Undertaker.
All that said, give him the Vader bomb. Tell him where they can find you.
As of right now, I'm still working on the Twitter. I think I have it, but I don't know if it's automatically confirmed. But still, you can catch me on the gram. That is Insta. Bandit _ light 7. I have the picture of Jeffrey from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air with the cannons to the left, cannons to the right, with the fro and the dashiki. So you can't miss me. I'm also the light-skinned dude that's grilling.
Also, you are the only Piffington clan member still remaining of the once glorious Piffington clan.
I mean, I guess, but I don't have that name anywhere. So
still, you still represent it though.
Well, I mean, I was the
Piff Steele.
I was the orator of that shit. So.
Your Piff Steele 7 forever. So.
All day, baby.
As for me, you can no longer find me as Piffington Snake on Instagram. That's who I used to be.
We will bring the Piff clan back though.
It may need to come back once we have more notoriety. Then maybe I will unretire Piffington Snake for y'all. But until then, you can find me at Shining Brizard on Twitter. Send me your titties and your cats. No cats with titties though. That's a little weird.
Yeah, we're not.
I don't want to see cat titties.
We're not into the beast shit.
But titties, I'm all for.
We're not on a Kanye shit.
And I mean, that does it. We'll wait to see how things shake out as far as player buyouts and things like that in the next couple weeks. Tune in for more UFC coverage since Makachev and Volkanovski fought a couple days ago as of this recording. We just don't have room for it. And, we don't have room for this, but shout out to the Chiefs, man. Oh, yeah, exactly. Shout out to the Chiefs.
They,
young boy Patty got 2 of them things, man.
I mean, he made it to 3, but he got 2 of them. Shout out to Big Red. You know what I'm saying? He made it to 4 Super Bowls, won 2 of them things. Brother Andy Reid, he's definitely making his way onto that Mount Rushmore. So.
Finally, from getting fronted on to climbing.
I mean, he's probably coming out of his burger/steak coma. Whatever gravy and barbecue sauce he was eating last night. And whatever twerking he was trying to do with Rihanna. As a matter of fact, they both probably had the same outfit on last night.
I'm sure.
The Big Red. But yeah, shout out to the Chiefs. They're the favorites for next year, and I probably will put my money on them again.
Excellent, hard-hitting analysis. That's why I hired you. It says the guy who doesn't pay anyone anything at all. That said, I'll talk to you motherfuckers in some amount of time. Stay tuned for... Actually, yeah, because since UFC 285 is very soon, Jones versus Gane, we'll preview that, I guess. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see.